YouTube, what's going on, guys? We're here back with another episode at the Bettors Edge. Guys, easy game last night. We talked about it on the show on Sunday night. Sometimes it's as simple as it's under 40 degrees, fade the Miami Dolphins. I talked to you guys about it. There wasn't a whole lot needed to cap the game. It was an easy victory for the Pittsburgh Steelers last night at home. I didn't want to get into specifics. I didn't want to bore you guys with a bunch of stats, a bunch of other facts. At the end of the day, the Miami Dolphins can't win a game in under 40 degrees, and we saw that again last night. We had a brilliant weekend, guys. We won on Friday, we won on Saturday, we won on Sunday, and we won on Monday. Last 4 days, guys, we're up over 7 units. Huge win on the Kansas City Chiefs on Sunday, which was our 5-star play of the weekend. Moving into tonight, guys, we have a huge game in the association. Let's talk about the NBA Cup final. We have the San Antonio Spurs and the New York Knicks. This is a very interesting game, guys, for a lot of different reasons. Number one, let's talk about the media attention of this game. Let's talk about the NBA Cup in itself. Obviously, this is a new tournament. It's a new prize trophy in the association. It's been around for a couple of years. We have two teams that are very interesting when it comes to brand name in the state of the NBA. Obviously, we have the Spurs. Spurs are a team coming off a dynasty run with Tim Duncan, Manu Ginobili, Tony Parker. They're trying to get back into that talk of being in the upper echelon teams now with Victor Wembanyama. As we know, guys, Victor Wembanyama is now back, missing 12 games, about a month or so with the calf strain. He came back in the semifinals for his first game back, put up a monstrous performance to help the San Antonio Spurs win that game. Then we have the New York Knicks, guys. This is a franchise from essentially the mecca of basketball in New York City that has been the laughingstock, if you will, of the NBA really for the last 3-4 decades, if you will. This is a team that the NBA wishes was going to get back on its perch. In order for that to happen, this franchise and this team is going to have to start winning trophies, and it starts with a trophy like the NBA Cup. I understand that the NBA Cup doesn't have anywhere near the prestige right now that the NBA championship does. It's going to take a long time, if ever, that the NBA Cup is going to reach that level of status. But the idea behind the NBA Cup is to get this tournament to the prestige of an FA Cup in Europe, of a domestic cup in Europe, where it's counted as a significant prize. And in order for that to happen, it's going to take time for us to get there. But this New York Knicks team eventually is going to have to start winning trophies like the NBA Cup, like the NBA championship, to get back to being a hallmark team in the association. With that said, guys, we have two teams obviously battling it out in Las Vegas on a neutral court. Both of these teams are hot. If I'm not mistaken, the Knicks are 9-1 in their last 10. They're 18-7 on the season. The San Antonio Spurs as well are 18-7 on the season, and they're 10-3 in their last 13. So we have two teams that are coming into this matchup facing off head-to-head that are playing really good basketball. But there are two things that you have to take into consideration when you're capping this game. This line right now sits at New York Knicks minus 2.5. Victor Wembanyama, obviously in his first game back the other night, was placed on a minutes restriction. He played, I want to say, 21 or 22 minutes. He didn't even start the game. He came off the bench, and he blew up in the fourth quarter. He had 15 of his 22 points in the fourth quarter against the Oklahoma City Thunder. It was a very impressive performance by Wembanyama. It was a very impressive performance by the San Antonio Spurs, knocking off the Oklahoma City Thunder outright in that game as double-digit underdogs is super impressive. I talked about this Thunder team potentially being one of the best teams the NBA has ever seen, and I stand by that comment. With that said, guys, this New York Knicks team right now, in my opinion, is a better team than the San Antonio Spurs. Jalen Brunson should be in the MVP conversation. I don't think he's getting enough attention for that. I think he's rattled off 3 or 4 30-plus point games. I think it's 4 if I'm not mistaken. He's coming off 40 points in 40 plus points, in the semifinals against the Orlando Magic. Top to bottom, especially when we don't have a fully healthy Victor Wembanyama, this New York Knicks team is better than the San Antonio Spurs. In line with what I just talked about, and you can make the argument for both of these franchises, but much more for the New York Knicks. The NBA needs the New York Knicks to start winning these types of games. I'm not suggesting it's rigged. I'm not suggesting they're going to get calls. I'm just talking about what's better for the league is if the New York Knicks start winning trophies, whether it's the NBA Cup and or the NBA Finals or both of them in tandem. The world of basketball, the NBA, is better when the Knicks are good. The Knicks are good. They've been good for the last couple of seasons. Hopefully, for the sake of that franchise and for the NBA, the Knicks can win this game tonight. I think they're the better team. I am not a Knicks fan. I'm not a Yankees fan. I just have the hat on. Don't get it twisted. With that said, the pick for tonight, guys, especially with Wembanyama not being 100% fit, most likely being on a minutes restriction, and don't get this twisted. If Wembanyama starts and he plays a full allotment of minutes, I still think the Knicks end up winning this game. Give me the New York Knicks minus 2.5 for that franchise taking the very first leap forward and winning its first trophy in God knows how many years. Probably close to 40-some years, if I'm not mistaken. More than 40 years. With that said, guys, best bet on the board, best game on the board tonight. It's the New York Knicks. They're 9-1 in their last 10. They're going to make it 10-1. They win this game. They win the NBA Cup, and they cover the 2.5 points. Guys, I have a huge, absolutely enormous card coming this weekend. Friday, Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua. Massive, massive prediction coming in that one. I have a huge play, Oklahoma, Alabama in the bowl game on Friday night. I have a huge play on Saturday, college football playoff game in Bama, Oklahoma, and another one on Saturday. And then we have our Sunday's best coming up this weekend. Guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel. I'm hot the last 4 days. I haven't had a losing day in the last 4 days. With that said, guys, I'm going to continue the hot streak throughout the remainder of this week and into the weekend. I'll see you guys tomorrow for my best bets on Joshua, Jake Paul.